Daily Dose. My name is Robert. I'm here with Tom, and we've been talking about a lot of fun things regarding writing and Parkinson's, and some not so fun things too. The whole picture
Yeah.
is I guess, the perspective, and I do like that we're able to do that with honesty. You
Yeah.
guys, truth. The truth is too. Baseball matters to both of us. So, Tom,
That's very true.
you're a fan. Talk to me about being a baseball fan and why it still matters to you,
Well,
regardless.
it partly has to do with being 9 years old when the Giants moved out to San Francisco, and Willie Mays all of a sudden became the most important person in my universe. And I have to say, uh, I defend this. Willie Mays is the best single athlete, most dominating player I have ever seen, and he's been my role model for almost 70 years. And this last year, of course, we lost him, but he lived with such integrity in so many ways and did so many kind things. It's interesting to be model yourself after have a personal hero at age 9 and then have him still be that way when you're age 75.
Yeah, that you could keep finding things in his life beyond
Yeah,
just
the more you look into it,
right. And it's, I mean, athletes probably get held to an unfair standard, right? To
true.
what they are.
But you're probably held to an unfair standard yourself. And if you've over the years, what I like about baseball is I've been watching it for so many years. I've so many great players from Mays on through Buster Posey and the rest of them. And if you're a fan, you learn how somebody conducts themselves matters in their performance. And it matters as far as the general opinion the public holds in. And so whatever relationship we have with the with our own world, you want to act as a more heroic than you don't want to be one of those spoiled complainers.
Yeah,
And that's what baseball's done for me, really.
I hear you. One of my favorite conversations about baseball recurrently is with my dad because, it's become a huge
Yeah,
part of our relationship. We love to talk about greatness. And as A's fans across the Bay, we really got to see that for a couple years in the late 80s, early 90s.
that's
Uh,
right.
those dominant teams, they only punched in one of them, but boy, I mean, they played some damn good baseball for about 4 or
That's
5.
right.
The two guys that got to me the most that Dad and I talked about are Ricky Henderson and Dennis Eckersley.
Uh-huh.
And they're players that everybody out there is amazing, and somehow those
Right.
guys were a cut above. Somehow they just couldn't be stopped when they were on their game, whether it was stealing bases or striking out, the opposing players. They were
Absolutely. And the other thing about Eckersley that you can say is he excelled and did all that, yet he gave up the most famous home run in baseball history, the one to Kirk Gibson. And the way he has conducted himself is a model for how all of us should. And Ricky Henderson, the same way. Ricky Henderson commanded respect. And there is a real role, that's a real role model to me, is I'm going to act so I expect respect from the world, even if I'm fumbling my car keys and can't get in the car.
yeah.
I'm somebody that I would like respect.
I think that's how, A's fans have a specific journey that speaks toward that blue collar and ultimately losing our team in Oakland type of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
It
that's
reflects the community. And, Ricky being an Oakland native meant something, I think, to A's fans
I
too,
do too.
right? He was one of ours, and he represented, like you said, the community. He cared about the community. I mean, that's why they named it Ricky Henderson Field
That's right.
the last couple of years. And you're right; it does transcend because it says, if they did this, what can I take from it and put into my own? I'm not going to steal bases. I'm not going to strike people out. However, can I conduct myself? Because Dennis, an alcoholic who almost washed himself out of a career, right?
Right.
And came back. Tony La Russa gives him a chance to transform into a reliever and became one of the best there ever was.
And 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 you have to have a short memory of the last time you got hit hard, or think about the greatest hitters in the world. Babe Ruth was out more than he was safe, struck out more than anything else. Baseball is very frustrating. And if you're the most successful hitter in the world, you're failing more than half the time because nobody's hit 500.
Oh, not even four. Well, four, I guess Ted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, still, like you say, it's the odds are against you, and I guess you're right. If we extrapolate that into life, I mean,
Yeah.
regardless of Parkinson's or anything else, you mentioned this back in the first dose we did. Something's coming for all of us. If you want to look at it that way, we're going to die, right? The
Right.
question is, how are we going to live? What kind of legacy are we going to leave?
Exactly.
Who are we going to have served and have made better in the time we had, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And watching anybody in public life, whether it's baseball or the arts, ballet, uh, politics, anything, the way you conduct yourself through the best of times and the worst of times is something that really matters, and it matters deeply to me.
I agree. Well, Tom, it matters deeply to me that you spent a couple minutes with me doing
This
this.
is great. Well, it's wonderful to talk about it,
Yeah,
and
well, let's keep it going. I mean, we'll do this more often. And
I'd like that.
I just have to put this out. Do you have a title for the book yet? Because I've seen
I do not, and I'm working on it. I've had a few different ideas, and that's where my thought process goes. When I'm lying in bed, I think about it almost every night.
when let's keep this up. Maybe once a month. Let's keep talking because
Okay, yeah, yeah, I need to be checked in on, that's for sure.
I need you to get it done because it's such a great example of, somebody who had these ideas and you found some solidarity and a path in what we're doing. And, you light the path for others by
Yeah,
putting the work out. So I'm going to hold
yeah.
you to it.
Well, thank you. This has been a learning experience. It really has. It's been exciting.
All right, Tom. We'll see you soon. You take care.
Okay, so long.
Enjoy some of those.